Hello there. This is Beth Green, otherwise known as Granny Rocks.
And this is Sweet Baby James, otherwise known as James Mead.
And we are here tonight to talk about when you're afraid to do something, what's your favorite excuse? And when is your excuse not an excuse, but it's real, right? So anyway, we have a lot to talk about, and I'm hoping for a lot of audience participation because I'm asking you the question, what's your favorite excuse? So probably tonight for the show, nobody's going to be coming on. Well, I see at least there's one guy. Todd says, hi, Beth and James. Nice
Hello,
to see
Todd.
you again today. Nice to see you too. And we hope that more people join us. Oh, they're all leaving because they don't want to answer the question. But yes, I would love to have some participation on that show. So before we get into it, I'm turning you over to Sweet Baby James to introduce our show.
Yes, this is Granny Rocks Our World. She rocks our world with her insight, her wisdom, her uncommon sense, and wit as well. And we've been told she's quite the actress as well, and she makes a point. And we air every Monday and Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. So please keep coming back and stay with us now. Now over to Granny.
Hello there. And Tracy said, hello, Beth and James.
Hello,
As
Tracy.
I predicted, nobody is going to be showing up live. Very few people are going to show up live today. Don't hide. If you're there, we want you to put something in the chat. So Todd has already given us one. Favorite excuse, I forgot. I know, lame. Anyway, I love that, Todd. Thank you for getting.
That one means you still have to do it. You know what my favorite one is?
Well, no,
It's too much for me.
It's too much for me. Yes.
Too much.
Okay. Excellent.
Anyway.
Excellent. Well, see, now we have so much audience participation, but let me say a few things. And then
See if we can get a word in.
Well, I want to put out a few things and then see, what you identify with. And, and let's try to get underneath that. Tracy says, favorite excuse, I'm too busy. Look at that. We've already got, I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
What was yours?
It's too much for me.
It's too much for me. And I'm too busy. Oh, Dot says, it's too much for me too. We're rocking and rolling. Well, maybe I'm not going to say anything on the topic and we'll just keep.
He's my spiritual twin. We
Really?
got the same excuses.
Exactly. Okay. So I'm going to throw out a couple of options in terms of possible excuses. And then we're going to take a look at some of these. One excuse, which has already come up, is I have no time. That would be the Tracy excuse. I'm too busy, right? I don't have the money. Oh, see, nobody came up with that one yet, but that's a good one, isn't it? If
Can't afford it.
Can't afford it, just can't afford it. Okay, I'm too old.
Who are you looking at?
Helen says Helen is here. I love it. Okay. So far, our excuses are I have no time, I don't have the money, I'm too old, I'm too sick.
That's you, babe.
That would be mine. I'm too stupid.
You left out I'm too young.
I'm too young.
That's me. I'm too young.
I'm too stupid. Now, I don't like the word stupid because it's such a way of judging people, but sometimes that's what we carry inside us is I'm too stupid to do this or learn this or go there. It's too late. It's just too late, baby. It's just too late. Okay, it's too late. What's the point, right? It's really scary. Anybody would be scared, right? It's really scary. Okay. I'm not really sure that that's what I want. Of course, it's something you've been longing for.
But you could be in uncertainty indefinitely.
Exactly. So that
like
even though you really want something, you can tell yourself that you're not really sure. You're not really sure if you want to marry this guy. You're not really sure that, did we say I'm too busy? Yes, we certainly did.
But you can claim it too.
In fact, you can definitely claim it because some people have already given their personal favorites. Let me see. Tracy said, I'm too busy. And Todd said, I forgot. And James, you came up with something I can't
It was
remember.
too much for me.
It's too much
And
for me.
Todd claimed that one too.
Yes, he did. So then another one of our, I'm throwing these out as potential excuses. Maybe your favorite, your all-time favorites is he, she, it told me not to.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It just doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right.
That's a good
Yes.
one.
Yes, I don't feel guided to do that.
That's so good. That's so
I didn't
good. That
feel-
sounds so unassailable.
Oh, yes, exactly. God told me not to, or God didn't tell me to. I can't.
I can't.
I just can't.
You know the variation I like on that
What?
one? It's above my pay grade.
It is. It is. It's against the law.
Ooh.
It's against the law to protest injustice in this way at this time. So, well, I don't think we should do this. What do you think? Okay. We just did They Won't Let Me. Another time would be better.
Ooh, there you go.
Another time. Sherry said, not sure what the subject, just got here. Hello, Sherry. Well, what we're talking about is when you're afraid to do something, what's your very favorite excuse? And when is your excuse not really an excuse?
Which we haven't gotten to.
Which we know, no, we haven't gotten to that part yet. But I've just gone through, several people have already shared what their favorite excuse is. I gave a whole list of potential excuses, like I have no time, I don't have the money, I'm too old, I'm too sick, I'm too young, I'm too stupid, it's too late, I'm really scared, I'm not really sure that that's what I want. He, she, it told me not to, it's legal, it's illegal, it's dangerous, I can't, they won't let me. Another time, there may have been more. So that'll kind of, and people have been identifying what their favorite excuse is. So now I just want to get into for a moment, when is an excuse not an excuse? Well, an excuse is not an excuse when it's true. We know. Now, see, this is more significant and deep than some of us realize.
Ooh.
Yes, I'll tell you why. Because we have been told by so many people, no excuses. In fact, there was a whole program by some guru or other about no excuses, no excuses, no excuses. So I guess that means you can never say, I really can't do this. But you know something? Sometimes you really can't do this. We had a show where we talked about when is something impossible and when is it just hard and what's the price that we're willing to pay. But I want to take this from a slightly different perspective, even though it may overlap a little bit, which is if something is true and it can't be overcome any which way, then it is not an excuse. And we have to stand up to those people who say, keep your dream alive no matter what. Yes, you can do this. Yes, you can. Because that is just as bad as telling somebody no, they can't. Is to tell them yes, they can when they can't. They're both completely demoralizing. And I think it's more in the popular culture now is to tell people, of course you can. Just do this. Just do what I did. I did this. I mean, then you see a video of somebody who lost all their limbs and is painting with not a toothbrush, a paintbrush in their mouth, right? And you look at them and you say, well, if he could do it, I can do it. Well, maybe I have no teeth. Or maybe I have no talent.
Oh.
Right? Or maybe I'm blind and I can't see what I'm painting. There are so many things that could be wrong, or maybe I'm emotionally not capable of doing that, or maybe I don't have the patience. Oh my God, when I think of the incredible things that some people do and the tremendous amount of resistance and resilience and patience they must have had in order to do this, maybe I'm just not well enough emotionally to take that on. So the first thing we need to do is it was very easy for us to jump up and say, okay, this is my favorite excuse. Now I want you to look at what is your favorite excuse. It may have been one I mentioned, or it may be one that I didn't mention. Think about it for a moment. And then I want you to ask yourself, is it an excuse? Can it be overcome with perseverance? can it be overcome with help? Can it be overcome by scaling back our expectations of ourselves? Yes. Oh, maybe I can't play like Arthur Rubinstein, or I don't know who people know today who plays the piano, who's a good pianist, but maybe I can play like Beth Green, or maybe I can play like me. See what I mean? So we can scale back our expectations. And so we're no longer saying, no, I can't do it. And we don't need to use that excuse anymore. Maybe it's just that I don't like what I do, with how it comes out, and it's awful. And I don't want to inflict it on myself or the world, right? Anyway, so give yourself this moment to think. I have to make noises so everybody knows that we're still on the air, right? Think about whatever your favorite excuse is and ask yourself, is it true? And can it be overcome? And if not, take it off the list of excuses. I'm letting people know that we are still here, even though I'm going to be quiet. Okay, let's just give people another minute. Mm-hmm. No, we are still live. Okay. Now go back to your favorite excuse. And I'd love the people who already commented to comment on their comment now. Is it excuse or is it true?
Well, I'd like to share.
Please do, James.
My excuse of it's too much for me may not be valid when I could get help. Some people could help. Or I could grow into the ability to do that.
Somebody sent loves up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't just spout that. I have to really think about it. Can it be done with help?
Right.
Can it be done in time?
Yes.
Okay.
And can it be done well enough by me so that it should be done by me?
Yeah.
For instance,
there you go.
Maybe I can't take care of a baby because I'm so weak that I would drop that child. Larby said, hi, all. How are you? I hope you're all good and not afraid of grandma and study today. Don't be afraid of grandma. Right. Okay. And Tracy said, being too busy. Sometimes it can be overcome with creative thinking and letting go of certain things. Very cool. Helen says, sometimes I am too busy and sometimes I am not. Oh, I love the honesty in this audience. So now take it another step. Think about something that you are saying to yourself, that I'm too busy, because we seem to have a lot of too busies here. And then yours.
It's too much.
It's too much. Think about something specific. Cecilia, hello, Cecilia. I hope you can catch up. We're in the middle of a deep conversation here about, what are our favorite excuses, and are they excuses or are they just real? In which case we have to accept them.
Excuses for not doing something.
For not doing something. Yes, indeed. Okay, so now think about yours, your favorite. Larby says, knowing we have the best woman, we have learned everything in this life, and we hope to give her the best.
I got that one.
I like that. I like the sound of that. Okay. So think about yourself now and your excuse, and give us some examples of, now thinking about it, what is true? Todd says, regarding I forgot. When I really want to remember, I put it on my calendar. Bravo, Todd. But sometimes I still miss it. So it is true to a degree. But, Todd, you just said a mouthful right there. How often we know it's an excuse because we didn't make the effort. So that's number one in the how do we know it's an excuse, is because we haven't thought it through. We haven't considered the help, or we haven't made the effort. Oh my God, that's really good.
Well, I put stuff on my calendar and then I forget that it's on the calendar.
Well, then you have to
Then I
make
have to have an alarm on my smartphone.
exactly. But if you really
Yeah.
want to do
If I
something,
really want to make it happen, then I
yes,
got to make sure I'm reminded.
yes. Now, sometimes we don't want that because we're so sure that we really are no good. Eva says, I hate when people think people can do what others do. I agree with you, because all can't do what others do. People need to
Right.
stop thinking all should be able to do just because others do. Be proud of what you do, but don't expect all to be you. I am with you. I think that's really important. And be proud even about the things you can't do because you're willing to admit it. So I'm with you, but we have to be very careful about these inspirational speakers and videos and talks and platitudes.
Remember that time you were in a yoga class and you couldn't do the things other people did?
That's right.
And your yoga teacher finally told you what?
Well, actually, the yoga teacher was great. Well, she didn't say anything. I was always in yoga 1. This was when I was in my 30s, which is like 40 years ago. I couldn't get past the first class of yoga. Cecilia, I avoid people because I don't want to confront them. So what is your excuse there, Cecilia? What excuse do you give yourself for avoiding people? So I'll tell you what God said to me about yoga. God said, it's not how far you stretch that counts, it's how much you stretch. And that is really, I'm so glad that you brought that up because that is so relevant to what Eva said too, which is maybe for me, it is a giant stretch to get out of bed in the morning or to talk to anyone. Tariq sends us lots of flowers. Thank you, Tariq. Thank you. Sometimes it's like that. For me, it's difficult to do anything physical. I mean, anything. I can barely get up. And if I do some little thing, then that's a lot. It's been a stretch. But if I think I should be able to do more, because I've heard some motivational speaker who said that he was able to overcome this, then I'm going to feel ashamed of myself. So it's the how much you stretch is how much effort you are making in order to do something. And of course, you have to figure out whether or not you actually want to do it. Cecilia says, I don't want to hurt their feelings. Oh, so your excuse is I don't want to hurt their feelings. Oh, that's very cool. Oh, yes. Oh, you are so noble not to want to hurt their feelings. Not that you don't want them to bite your head off. That was another great one. This is fun. We are doing this interactionally, aren't we? We're succeeding in doing it. Anybody else want to share theirs? What I want to say to you, if you're noticing that you're making excuses and you think that maybe you're not making the effort, the sincere effort, then of course you have to go to the why. Why are you not making that effort? Is it because you just don't want to do it? In which case, just say, I don't want to do it. Or is it because you have to confront something in yourself that scares you? And there is Cecilia's example, right? I don't want to hurt their feelings is probably I'm afraid of something. So that's how we started this. When you're afraid to do something, what's your favorite excuse? So if you're not doing something because you're afraid, you need to find a way to get the support to look at that and see whether you really should try to push through that or not. Or are you just hurting yourself because you're trying to do something that you really can't do, and shame is your middle name? You automatically assume that you're bad or that you've done something bad or something wrong. So, my God, I'm out of time already. If it's true that you can't do something, then it isn't fear that's stopping you. It's reality. You may feel fear around the reality, but it's the reality that's stopping you. Maybe you don't want to jump off the deep end of the pool when you don't know how to swim. Maybe you don't want to jump out of a plane when you have brittle bones, right? Maybe you don't, maybe in that case, it's not the fear that's the issue. The fear is only telling you this is stupid. I shouldn't even try to do this. So that can be, the fear can be your friend there. But if it is not an excuse, can you grieve? Can you grieve the inability to do something and not blame yourself for not being able to do it? Not shame yourself for not being able to do it? Not tell yourself that it's just fear? And if it is an excuse, can you fight? Can you fight for yourself to overcome the fear that is underneath all those excuses? And one very important factor in that is you have to understand what the fear really is about. You can't just overcome the fear if you don't know what the fear is. And wow, I would have to talk about this another night because we are plumb out of time. And I want to tell you.
And that's not an excuse.
No.
That's a reality.
That is a reality. We are out of time. And I want to tell you that we have Growth is a group that meets every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific time, where we talk about the Monday and Wednesday shows. And also, I want to tell you that we have a free, and there's a charge for that, and I lead that group, and I will do the intuitive intervention with you, and you sign up for 13 weeks. It's all in the post.
But the first session is free.
And the first session is free, so you can test it out. Oh, Asina says, bonjour, madame, bonjour. Bonjour, Asi. So what I also want to tell you that we have a group that is free called the Living with Reality Book Study Group. And there's a book on my website, bethgreen.org, BETHGREEN. And you can go right there and you can download my book, Living with Reality, for free. It's a huge book. And there's a great discussion group. And Debbie says, hi, you two, headed to work. We'll watch tomorrow. Excellent. Excellent. And Assis says, ça fait plaisir. This gives pleasure. I believe that's what it means.
Yes.
So there's that discussion group that's free of charge. And also tomorrow night and every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific time, I will play Dreams of Peace for you, God willing, and I'm still alive. I will play the piano, which I never thought I could do. So,
and she plays beautifully, so I recommend it to everybody.
Yes, thank you, honey. So let's delve deeper into this topic, into understanding ourselves when we're making excuses, when our excuses are really reflections of reality. Can we let ourselves grieve and accept, or can we understand why we're afraid and fight that fear by fighting for ourselves? And so Cecilia said, could be a big price to pay. I choose to be nice. Well, that's up to you, honey. That's up to you. You have to decide what the price is that you're paying for not confronting people. And then you have to weigh those. I have no opinion. Larby says, yes. Mwah, mwah. So we will see you 7 p.m. Pacific time on Thursdays or afterwards. And that the information about that free discussion group on Saturday mornings is in the post as well. So I love you, and it's over. I can't believe it. I'm so sorry. More to say, but another time. Larby sent us all kinds of keyboards. Okay.
Bless you. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.